Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your big 2025 year-end summary for next year. Okay, let's get started right away. We're splitting this up into two parts. Part one is your overarching energy for the entire year via Oracle, couple of tarot, right? And then we're going to get into your part two, your month by month, what's going to happen type thing. Okay, so coming into the year, we have the Mystic Circle. And the Mystic Circle is your abilities will be enhanced. So you're coming into 2025 with some sort of ability that's enhanced, that's better than it was, let's say, coming into 2024. You might know what this is already, or you might come to know what this is, but you are coming in with some sort of a gift. By the time you leave the year, you're going to have improved luck with the black cat. So you're coming into the year with enhanced abilities. You're leaving the year with enhanced luck. Not a bad deal here. Pisces. Okay, so let's see. You do have they'll be back. So there might be somebody from your past returning. It says expect to hear from them soon. So at some point this year, you might have someone from your past, for better or for worse, coming back in. It doesn't really say how long, but we'll see when we go into your tarot. You do have caution tape here, so this may be something you're actually concerned about here, Pisces, or it may be a concern you will have when it happens. So that's going to be, the reasons for that is going to obviously be different for all of you. When we look at your, we have the release card here. So in Spirit, I think, is going to be asking you to release something officially from your life this year. And I think for each of you, again, that's going to be different. And as far as your tarot, and this is your overarching tarot, okay? You have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, that's beautiful energy, isn't it? The Queen of Wands. She's confident, whether you're he or she, confidence, self-assuredness, charismatic, vivacious, optimistic. If you're a male and this is a representative of you, then you are leaning more towards your intuition this year. Your divine feminine in that way, right? But you also have the world, right? And we all know the world is the fixed energy of the tarot deck, but more than that, it is the last card of the tarot deck, which means you are completing a cycle. There may have been a cycle you were in for quite some time, for better or for worse, that you are closing out, moving on. Really nice. Closing out a cycle in a confident and self-assured way. As far as your cards from this deck, right? This is the turquoise changing woman. As you can see, it is Navajo. Let me see if I can get the pronunciation right. It's Estana Louis. Estana Louis, okay? She's the creator goddess of the Navajo. She brings nourishment, regeneration, replenishment. If you are or have been facing loss and destruction, her promise is a restoration of regeneration, nourishment, right? She conquers monsters and brings blessings. And that's not a bad deal, especially with all these cards. There may be someone coming back from your past. I don't know. I mean, for one or two of you, this may be a certain type of test that you have to pass. Now, along with this, you also have Durga, and she is the Hindu protective goddess. Now, she was created by the gods to destroy a demon that only a woman's energy could destroy. Feminine energy. So here we have more feminine energy. And if you are male, decidingly male, like I said with this Queen of Wands, you're leaning into your intuition. You're leaning into your compassion. The compassion could be just for you, to be honest with you. But if you are, when I say that only a feminine energy can destroy the demon, then only a feminine energy that you're pulling up can help you this year. You know, you'll see. And the thing is, like, she embodies feminine strength. She's also depicted up many times on top of a lion riding into battle, right? And your boundaries, she does represent boundaries. So she's saying that your boundaries are going to be important in 2025. What you allow in, what you allow too close, what you allow people to get away with, your boundaries are on the table. Okay. You have over here, you have Virgo in the 6th house, and it says work, service, health. So Virgo in the sixth house, when you look to the sixth house, we do so to determine if your daily actions are aligning with your long-term goals. So that's something you're going to have to look at this year. Do I do something every day to accomplish those goals that I want long-term? Are they aligning? Okay, for it to be on the table, there may be one or two things you need to sort of tweak. Okay, Pisces, you have mutable, and as we know, you are a mutable sign. It says versatility, flexibility, adaptability. Now, so all the mutable signs are adaptable, right? For Pisces, they're adaptable through their imagination. And the mutables are representing the transition from an end of one thing to the beginning of another. And that is this perfectly. The end of one thing to the beginning of another. So there is a sort of theme here, right? Something ending, a cycle ending, something beginning, something that you're going to have to stand up for and against, something coming back from the past, for better or for worse, right? You have here Saturn on the table, and that's kind of interesting when you think about, hold on, when you think about where Saturn is ruling Capricorn, and Capricorn, the Pluto Capricorn thing, right? Pluto exited Capricorn. So that transition into Aquarius could mean something to you because Saturn also rules Aquarius. That whole thing could have kicked off something in your mind, in your life, in your body. It could have promoted some sort of a spark. But here you have like the Saturn is a foundational energy. It's meant to be buildable. No creative project can come into fruition without the energy of Saturn. So you may be taking this year to work on something here, a long-term goal. We talked about that earlier in the reading. A long-term goal needs that Saturn energy, that work, that dedication. That's exactly what we talked about here. Do your daily habits mirror what you want to be, where your ultimate goal is? That's something you need to examine. There is some sort of concern here, and it's a they'll be back thing. So for each of you, it's going to be different, but I'm not saying on your guard or paranoid, but, hyper examine your boundaries, especially if someone comes back from the past and is trying to push their way in. You do have I always pronounce this wrong, Labradorite. It says, I take the time for reflection and see life from a higher perspective. Now, with this particular crystal, we have what it basically does for us is it inspires us to reach for the stars. It bridges gaps, right? And it's sort of like the mutable, the ending of one thing to the beginning of another. Labradorite is like a bridge, right, over a gap. And it's a very encouraging crystal. So I am not selling this, but I am trying to tell you that if you could invest in something this big to put in your purse, in your pocket, and wear it every day, then it would really serve you here, Pisces. And the only caveat to that is don't buy it from Temu, don't buy it from Amazon, don't buy it from eBay. It's small, it's going to be very inexpensive, but go to a real crystal shop. Like a brick and mortar is actually the best place you can go. Go somewhere local and buy a small, it should be under $10. I'm telling you, it's really cheap. But if it's fake, it's not going to do anything for you. So definitely, even those groups on Facebook, sometimes they sell fake stuff, and it's not even the seller's fault. Sometimes they get sold fake stuff. So it's this whole thing. You're much better off just getting in your car and going to the brick and mortar stuff, or going to a place that's very, very reputable. Okay. Now we should skip over. I can't wait to just go to your month by month now. This is very encouraging energy. So you're coming into the year with some sort of enhancement. You're leaving with some sort of luck. There seems to be some work on the table that you're dedicating. Somebody coming back from the past, closing out a major cycle here, slaying of a demon, perhaps. Okay, I got it. We're going to forge on. I'll see you in part 2. Okay, Pisces, let's get started right away. Let's look at January. I'll roll my sleeves up a little bit here for this. Okay, so in January, you have the eye ruin. We don't know what that means yet. You also have some lack, some doubts. Being that this is January, and you also have the Three of Swords, so there you go. Being that this is January, I'm assuming this is stuff that's left over, right? So you have here the Three of Swords coming in sideways, and the Three of Swords, as we know, is a card of pain, right? And I really believe, like I said, this is residual pain from 2024. You have, is it, coming in sideways is a choice. Is it time to heal, or are you going to hold on to this needlessly? The longer you hold on to it, the longer it's going to hurt, obviously, right? You have some lack, some doubts, and this is from the past. This is from this pain. I don't know if someone disappointed you here, Pisces, or a series of events happened to make you feel sort of doubtful for the future. But I think Spirit is asking you to see something. What are you being asked to see? When we look at the number 3, and the number 3 is the only number that's appearing in that month, you have Jupiter, right? Sagittarius, that's expansion, right? Success. So these are things that you have the potential for, that Spirit is trying to sort of lure you away from the old Piscean 2024 energy and drag you into the new 2025 energy, okay? So when we look at February, we have the relationship ruin here. And I remember in your oracles, there was some sort of someone coming back, they'll be back. Yeah, it definitely looks like something's going on here, because look at these cards, right? You have some attraction, which is hot and heavy, passion, Mars energy, Aries energy, and you also have the reunion card. So here it is. I'm really glad I did the shuffling and the laying out on camera, so you could see that it does fall out by itself. If you ever want to slow that down, you can do that using that gear button. But you do have the relationship ruin, the attraction card, and the reunion card, along with the card of Aquarius. Now this is, if you notice, you have a lot of sideways cards this year. So you have a lot of decisions to make this year, Pisces, and this is one of them, right? The star card is aside from, are you going to choose to heal? Once again, there's that healing thing. There is something that you are bringing into the year, something that you're holding on to from your past, right? For some of you, it could be old wounds. For some of you, it could be fairly new. But are you going to heal? Are you going to stagnate? Or are you going to use your internal compass to forge forward? Or you're not going to even understand that you have that internal compass. This is your North Star. This is here to guide you into your wishes and dreams. I like that it's sideways and not reversed, but you really do need to figure something out here. Are you going to say yes to yourself? Now, this relationship doesn't sound good or bad so far. It just sounds like it's something that's happening. It's something you're going to be presented with. But you have this internal thing going on. Do your wishes and dreams lie with this person in your life? Does it lie there, or does it lie elsewhere? Is this why the star is coming in sideways? I don't know. But when we add this up, right, and we look at this like something passionate from your past, right? It will have an impact on your whole year, I think, this reunion. But when we add this up, right there, you have the number 8, and that is more Saturn energy. Remember the Saturn energy that we talked about from your oracle? It's karma, work. It is that foundational energy. It's something you really have to consider for February, okay, when this is presented to you. Now, as we move on to March, we have the void rune. We have messages, and these messages could come in your dreams, or they could just be messages in general, like text messages and stuff. And you do have the Ace of Earth energy. And this is kind of like, obviously, the Ace of Pentacles, very grounding energy. It says Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Grounding energy, right? You also have the Queen of Swords here coming in sideways. And this is from March. A lot of decisions, right? This Queen of Swords coming in sideways, right? Uh, it seems like there is someone here in your energy who swings both ways, meaning sometimes they're honest, sometimes they're deceitful, or maybe they come off honest, but they're actually deceitful. They could have a sort of passive aggressive nature where they're seemingly trying to be constructive, but they're kind of, it's a double-edged sword there, right? They could be very pessimistic. They could be harsh and bitter. They could try to say, I'm a very objective person when you know damn well they're not. This is someone in your energy. You might be receiving some, this person could be an air sign or an earth sign for sure, but you're being asked to really look at the situation. You're going to be receiving messages. Now, these messages could be messages in your dreams. They could be gut feelings. They could be messages that you actually physically get. But there is stuff that's going to be coming to you that's going to guide you in a direction. And so you can see this person a lot more clearly than you might have in the past, because you do have the void here. And this is anything is possible. Anything is possible. You shouldn't waste this energy. With the void ruin, you have the opportunity to sort of transmute one thing into another. But there is definitely someone here in your energy. Yeah, it could be anybody, right? It could be a relative, could be a lover, could be a friend, could be someone at work. But there is someone who presents as one way or tries to pretend that they're one way when you know damn well your energy doesn't feel good around this person. And there's a reason for that. So really give that some thought, definitely. There are no, interestingly enough, there are no numbers. So it's a ground zero type thing, right? And the ground zero could be one of two things. It could be ground zero, meaning you're starting from the bottom to build this foundation that's not yet built, or the void, right? There is zero there. There is something that's missing from this person. And this person's might be enveloping you, trying to figure out what this person is about, may try to envelop that whole month, you know. So let's move on to April. In April, you do have the harvest rune, and you have a truth of expression, and you also have the Six of Pentacles coming in sideways, and yet another sideways card. So with the Six of Pentacles here, it's a sort of double-edged sword again, right? You have to, there is, I really think that this is a carryover, and there is someone in your energy who pretends to work hard, help you, is helping you, is trying to be fair and balanced. At least that's what they're saying. But meanwhile, they're abusing their power. They're undervaluing you. They feel that you're gullible, right? I do think that there is a harvest waiting for you, but there is some truth you need to not only see with that eye, you need to express it. There is something you're going to need to express because you have a harvest that awaits you. And when we look at the number 6, it is the number of Venus, and that Venus could be love, but it's also our money. So it would not surprise me, Pisces, if this had something to do with your job. You may feel undervalued. You may feel like the person is claiming to be fair, but you know damn well they're not being fair somehow to you. You're wanting to express your truth here. There is a harvest that's waiting for you outside this situation. So let's forge on to May and see what that means. So for May, we have the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is very beautiful energy. It's generally Cancerian in some way, but very well could be Pisces for sure. It's water. And when we look at this card, it is compassion, intuition. The Queen of Cups is the healer, and we've talked about healing over and over and over again. Perhaps you're finally stepping into your power here in May, where you're being carried, because you have the waves ruined, right? You're being carried by spirit into this more healed version of yourself. Now, you do have twin flame, and this twin flame could be this person from the past that is still kind of sticking around. This could be a part of you here, Pisces, that you've lost in the shuffle. I mean, you've lost a part of yourself in the past. There may be some, we talked about, there may have been things that have happened to you that sort of chipped away slowly at who you are, leaving a fragment of what was originally there. The twin flame card could be another person, right? Or it could be a part of yourself that you lost in the shuffle that's slowly coming together. You're being carried to a better version of yourself here with this Queen of Cups energy, and I really like that. And this is also a ground zero energy, right? The ground zero energy, like I said, is foundational, or it's sort of a void. And I do think this is a foundational energy because of the Queen of Cups, because Spirit is carrying you to this place, right? When we look at June, we look at the Four of Cups here in reverse. And the Four of Cups in reverse is clarity at last. Clarity at last. Awareness, inspiration, right? Maybe taking an offer that's given to you, transcending something, unity. We talked about this, two things coming together, right? Unity, transcendence, and look, the sun. You have the sun rune. The sun rune is everything the sun card is. It's success, it's confidence, it's something being illuminated, it's happiness. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful energy. And I do think that this is unexpected, right? Whatever it is that happens here in June is unexpected energy, because the number 4 is Uranus, Aquarius energy, yes, but it is the energy of unexpected things. So this transcendence, this unity, this happiness is coming, and you're going to be surprised by it. It's going to be a really pleasant surprise, and it's going to be different for all of you as to what happens exactly to make it this way. Just tune into your monthly readings, I guess, but I do think that it's going to be a very good month for pretty much all Pisces. Two things coming together to form happiness. Love that. Let's move on to this side now. So we have on this side in July, we have the Flight. We have the Flight. We have 2 oracle cards. Wow, we have one that says detachment and one that says passion and chemistry. Couldn't get any more different than that, right? One's hot and one's cold. So let's look at this. Let's look at the tarot. You have the 9 of Cups, and it's coming in sideways. And as we know, the 9 of Cups is the wish card. And the 9 of Cups coming in sideways is wishes coming true or disappointment. So, and what's fascinating is, yeah, 2 extremes, but these are 2 extremes as well. You're going to have some sort of choice to make between a relationship or a situation that brings out your passion and detaching from it. You're going to be like, well, what should I do? You know, where does my happiness lie? Where does my 9 of Cups lie? Does it lie with this person, place, or thing? Or does it lie within me detaching from it? I think that's going to be a decision with that sideways card. And with the Flight, it's very mercurial. That it's sort of it's a Mercury ruin, right? Communication, travel. So you're going to be communicating with someone at some point this month or something. Listen, this could be a job or a goal that you're passionate about, that you need to realize, you need to make a decision. Is this right for my future goals? I like it. I love it. It's really good for me on one level, but on another, is it good long term? It's going to be a decision that you're going to have to make, and you're going to have to communicate that decision, right? And when we add, well, we don't even need to add it up, but we look at the number 9, it is Mars energy. Mars is what? It's passion. Where is it? Yeah, attraction, passion. It could be high confidence, right? Could be war, but I'm not feeling it for that month. I do think that there is something that has your passion, and you're trying to figure out whether it's good for you, ultimately good for you, right? We did talk about boundaries. Maybe you're trying to figure out your boundaries month by month with your job, with your family, with your significant other, whoever this happens to be. Now, when we look at August, we have the 3 rings ruin. And as you can tell, well, you might not be able to tell this, but the 3 rings ruin is when 2 things come together to form a third thing, right? So like when the sperm and the egg come together to produce a baby. It doesn't have to be a baby. It could be, but it could something like that. 2 things, 2 people come together to create a goal. 2 elements come together to create a foundation. 2 things are coming together this month in August to form something else. You may have a tough time of it. This is the dark night of the moon card, the shadow side. You're going to be walking on the shadow side trying to figure things out. You have the Eight of Cups here coming in sideways, and that sort of makes sense. There is a decision you make. Are you going to walk away from what no longer serves you and go up towards that star and rainbow? Walk away from perhaps stuff that you got used to being around, but that you realize doesn't nourish you anymore? Or are you going to stay? It's a choice. It's a sideways card. It's something you're going to have to think about. But mark my words, during this month, it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to make this choice, and it doesn't look like the choice is easy. There are three things involved in this, and one of them is only in existence because two things came together. Okay? You put that where you need to put it. But when we look at the number 8, we see Saturn yet again. We talked about Saturn in your Oracle Part 1 section and how important Saturn was going to be this year. Is it work? It's work. Is it karmic? Yes. Is it necessary, especially for you this year? Absolutely. There's just no doubt about it. Now, looking towards September, we have we have the star. We have the star rune, and we have these two cards, which is forming that foundation and structure, that Saturn thing that we talked about over and over again, right? So you are definitely forming a foundation. Does it look simple and easy each month? No. Some months are better than others. That's life, right? Because there is a loss here, right? And the loss this loss could be a self-imposed loss. You might have just looked at your boundaries, looked at your life, looked at what's nourishing you and what's not, and saying, okay, it's time for me to cut out what no longer serves me. Doesn't mean everything you cut out is going to make you feel great. No, you're going to miss those things initially. You're going to feel bad. Perhaps you might even feel guilty, but you know what? You're forming a foundation. These cards came out together for a reason, Pisces. So don't let that get you down. In fact, expect it. All right. You are dealing with someone here. I got to tell you who, we know that this is the card of Aquarius, but, Aquarius sun anyway. But man, the King of Swords in reverse, no fun. No fun to be around. Now, who the heck is this, right? You have someone who's nasty, who could be harsh, who could be manipulative, who could be a gaslighter, who could be just awful with their mouth, demeaning. And that's probably what you're rejecting here. I mean, this could be a family member very, very easily. This could be, like I said, a boss. It could be anybody. It could be anything that not only no longer serves you, but just is malnourishment in a person, right? Personified. You have here, you're forming a foundation for better things. And I love the fact that you got the star. It is, Aquarius is pretty heavy in this reading, but Pluto has gone into Aquarius, and we talked about that during part 1, and that may be a big impact on you. But you have a ground zero again. Do you know how often that happens during these yearly readings? It happens once in a while, but it's happening over and over and over again in this reading, which means foundation is such a key word for you. Creating new, better, bigger foundations, getting rid of, demolishing the old. I mean, it's just definitely true. Your internal compass is on point. This is a healing ruin. We talked about healing over and over again. You're being guided. And many of you are being guided by yourselves because you don't need guidance from the outside. It just seems that way to me anyway. Now, when I look at October, you do have the male energy here, right? This is the ruin of the male. You also have growth, summer. And, this generally is a very Leo card for me, right? It's, and so is the male ruin, because Leo, any kind of fire sign, honestly, is very masculine to me. It's very confident, it's very successful, it's very assertive, it's very bright, it's very, that is very, very, very summer, right? And you have the Queen of Pentacles, got another choice coming in sideways. Now, when we look at the Queen of Pentacles, she does offer stability. She does offer foundations, stable, good foundations. But decisions need to be made here. And it's going to be different for all of you. But your assertive side is going to be needed here in September. no, excuse me, in October. Your assertive side is going to be needed in October. There's just no doubt about it. So remember, when this time comes along, for you to lean on that assertiveness. Don't be wishy-washy. Don't be wishy-washy. So looking towards November, not surprisingly, we have another sideways card, but we do have the moon, and the moon is pretty much the opposite of the male, right? Where the male is all those things I said: assertiveness, confidence, victory. The moon is more like compassion, intuition. What am I feeling? It's very Piscean in many ways. You do have fate is intervening here. There may be some detours that you are not expecting this year, but take heart. You are being guided. You're being guided. You have the Ten of Wands coming in sideways. Stress is a choice. You can sit in stress over all of changes, or you can bask in them. The choice is going to be yours. Either way, change is coming. How you react to the change is either going to cause you a lot of stress, or it's going to create a situation where you're looking forward to the change. And that's going to be your choice. Now we look at the number 10. The number 10 is Pluto. I mean, I'm telling you, kaboom, kaboom. Remember the kaboom reading? Kaboom. I'm telling you, it's especially in November, you're going to seriously feel this. Now, when we look in December, we have the scythe, and the scythe is Pluto energy. It is Pluto energy. It is, could be Scorpion energy, but it is definitely Plutonic, right? And you have something that you are separating yourself from. You are separating yourself from. Maybe you were thinking about doing it. Maybe you did it. Maybe there is something that you are definitely cutting ties with, because between the separation card and that scythe, you're boom, boom, boom. You're cutting yourself away from all the crap that held you back in maybe 2024, maybe 2023, maybe beyond that, okay? Because you have the Three of Cups. You're going to be celebrating at the end of the year. It's going to be celebratory energy, and the celebratory energy is because you are cutting away, finally, the last remnants of what no longer serves you, and that number 3 is Jupiter energy. The expansive energy of Jupiter, the success, the expansion of that Sagittarian Jupiter energy. What a beautiful way to close out the year. And what did we say? That is also the planet of luck, by the way. Jupiter, you could look it up, is the planet of luck. And what did we say in your oracle? You're coming in with what? And you're leaving with what? You're leaving with luck. And there it is, December. You are leaving the year loaded with luck. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, at the bottom of this deck here, you have the Seven of Swords in reverse. And the Seven of Swords in reverse, it could mean many things in many readings, but in my opinion, this is the end of you having to be strategic, the end of you having to perhaps listen to someone's bullshit and lies and crap. That King of Swords in reverse energy, awful. You have the Hanged Man, which is pure Piscean energy, and it could, again, mean many things in many readings, but in a Pisces reading, this is you stepping into your power of contemplative, what's next energy, forming a plan. You have, more Piscean energy here. You have the High Priestess, intuition. Beautiful. I mean, for you, Pisces, this is amazing energy. Perfect energy for you. You have the Four of Wands, which is a happily ever after hanging in the balance for you. If you've been having a lot of problems in 2024, 2023, be prepared to start moving into some really good energy. Different, much different from what you've been dealing with. And you have the Empress. I mean, God, you can't get any better than this. This is Taurus, Libra energy. This is, look at all these major arcana. You have, oh, wow. You have the Empress, which is fertility, abundance, planting things so they grow. That's foundational energy in and of itself. It's creation, right? And you have the 10. Wow, look at this. You can't make this up. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to stop right here. You have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. Talk about a happily ever after. And these are the 10s that World card represented. The endings, new beginnings, something happening. You have the Justice card here too, and the Ace of Cups. I'm not going to have to stop. But the Justice card is you getting your karmic rewards. The Ace of Cups is starting brand new things that you love. Listen, beautiful energy. Beautiful energy. There is absolutely nothing to fear in this reading, and everything. There's some work involved. There's some ups and downs involved. There's lots and lots of sideways cards means you have to make lots of choices. Could be stressful in that regard, but I'm telling you, everything is pointing towards success upon success upon success. By the time the end of the year comes, you are going to be the scythe fool. You're going to have that scythe in your hand. You're going to be cutting away things that may seem difficult to cut away at first. By the time the end of the year comes, you're going to be like, next, bye-bye. Okay, love, love, love this. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to probably try to pull one more card for you. I don't know why I'm actually being called to do that. Here, I'll just pull from this Moonology deck because I wasn't expecting to feel that way. Give me one for Pisces, please. One for Pisces. One for Pisces. You have nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon. This is, and it's coming in sideways. So here we are, going right back to the beginning of the of part one. That mutable energy. Nothing is set in stone. Driving this point home is this coming in sideways. Decisions need to be made. Make the right decisions for you this year, Pisces. I wish you all the luck. Namaste.